Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts, heaven or hell.
I'm going to give this my all. You ready?
Then I don't need to hold back.
Soul versus Kai. Duel 1. Let's rock!
So I'm currently working on a video of Devil May Cry 4, but Guilty Gear Strive is finally out, and this is a bit more important to me than DMC4. So, Guilty Gear Strive is a direct sequel to Guilty Gear Xrd Rev 2. And I have to thank Scarlet, who pretty much gave me the money to buy the PS5 version, and my boy Sirius, who gave me the PC version as a late birthday gift. Thanks, guys. I'll be talking about the PS5 version of the game, but the PS4 version is exactly the same with the exception of longer loading times. Now the PC version can be a bit of a mess, depending on your PC build and some other things, but I'll get to that when I get to it. But on PC you have a variety of graphical options available, and of course Steam Remote Play, which I should add, I didn't try it, but the option is there if you want to use it. I'll be looking at the launch version of the game, so this doesn't include the upcoming DLC characters that, at this time, haven't been announced yet. Playable characters this time around, you have most of the original Guilty Gear cast. Soul Bad Guy, Kai Kisk, Chip Zanoff, May, Zato-1, Melia Rage, Faust, and Potemkin from the original game. You have Anji Mito, who's been missing in action since Double X, Ino's back. You also have Ramlethal Valentine and Leo Whitebang, who are back from Guilty Gear Xrd. And, finally, you have your newcomers to the series. Nagoriyuki, a samurai who can deal massive damage, and Giovanna, a Secret Service agent who has a wolf spirit. Made out of recyclables? I think. So let me just begin from the menu. You have your offline modes, which includes a pretty bare-bones arcade mode, compared to Xrd. No intro cutscenes, but you get some basic banter until you reach the final boss. Usually Nagoriyuki. Versus CPU is what it is. You pick a character and then fight the CPU. Survival mode. It's single round fights until you die. Every 10 stages, you get the ability to save and leave. It's pretty fun. Right after that, you have local multiplayer, which is what it is. Right under that, you have the dojo, which includes your basic tutorial. I'd say it's not as good as the one in Xrd, but this one's fine. Mission mode is a mode that shows you the way of fighting some characters and matchups, which is really welcomed. My only problem is that you have to do the same action 5 times before you can move on, so it kind of drags. Training mode is your training. Spend hours and hours trying to master a combo, only to drop it online. Truly, the full fighting game experience. Next, I'll talk about the story real quick. Now, I won't be going too much into spoilers, but the story is like Xrd's. No fighting involved. It's styled like a 5-hour anime movie. For those who have been in the long run, I would say this is the end, but it feels like a proper conclusion to a certain character, and I'll leave it as that. It takes place right after the ending of Revelator 2, and it goes on from there. GG World is your lore companion. It has a glossary which describes everyone in the Guilty Gear lore, from playable characters to the pet names characters use on other characters. You have a correlation chart, which is pretty much a relationship chart, all the way from the beginning of the series, all the way to Strive. And finally, you have the chronology, which is a timeline of all the events until the end of Strive. Finally, for main modes, we have network mode. And, boy, do I have some issues with the network. Before you can even get to the main menu, from a cold boot, it takes roughly around 3 minutes because it has to communicate with the server. And even that's if you connect with the server. This is both a problem in both the PlayStation release and the Steam release, compared to the prior game Guilty Gear Xrd, where it takes under a minute to connect. That's not okay, Arc System Works. The fuck. The actual fighting online is actually really good. Fights are fun and smooth most of the time, and rematching was added, and it makes the ability to fight again way easier. The game has rollback netcode, so fights feel pretty good, even from people outside the country. The problem is how long it takes to connect and how hard it is to try to get a match going with friends. It's a pain in the ass, and the problem is that Arc System Works has made decent lobby systems before. It's baffling to keep fucking it up, but I digress. You create a little walking avatar to walk around lobbies. It reminds you a lot of Habbo Hotel and Gaia Online, funny enough. It's fine for what it is. You have Online Match, which is where you can climb the ranks in this tower. Each tower has ranked floors named after music bands, songs, and albums. You have your parks where it's pretty much meet up with friends because the friends lobby system doesn't work, and it's just easier to do this. Player match is where you meet up with players in a room and hope the lobby system works. If you're just playing with one friend, just go to a park. But if you're playing with more than one, this is a better option so people can spectate. But you might be better off streaming it on Discord or something. Ranking is ranking. You can see people's ranking. In Quick Start is when you can enter an online queue to fight while you lab in training mode. In Profile, you can see your R code, which is your online profile, and you can edit your little avatar. Collection is where you can see your saved replays from either online or local. Gallery is where you can look at the items you get from fishing. And finally, fishing. The gacha minigame that you spend in-game currency you earn from fights and is used to unlock songs, artwork, and trailers you can just watch on YouTube. And stuff for your avatar, which you're probably never going to use unless you really like the avatar system. In XR, you can just buy all the stuff from the gallery, but in Strive, you have to fish and pray you get the items you want. 9 out of 10, it's going to be avatar crap or rare fish, which, once 10 are collected, you're guaranteed an item. It's a system and I don't like, and I wish you can just buy what we want from the gallery mode with in-game currency, but I digress. In the settings, you can change the voice language to either Japanese or English. You can also change the button prompts to attack buttons to either your console of choice, so PlayStation if you're on PlayStation, and Xbox buttons if you're on PC, or you can change it to the attack buttons. It helps a lot if you're playing with a fight stick, and speaking of fight sticks, on PS5 you are able to use your PlayStation 4 sticks like usual. I'm currently using my Real Arcade Pro Kai that I've had for years now, and it works fine on PS5. And on PC you can use whatever controller you want. Now you can change your graphical settings on PC. During launch it was a mess depending on your setup. For some people it was fine, for others it was a mess. For me, for some reason, the game's bloom and depth of field was all whacked out. It feels like I was playing right after I woke up from a hangover, but I was still able to play it. They have done some patches recently where they fixed the VSync, but graphically it's still a bit of a mess for me. Hopefully they'll fix this, or maybe it's already fixed by the time this is out. We'll see. I currently have a GTX 1050 3GB and an Intel i5. The game runs fine. Graphics are a bit out of it, but it's still playable, and I had fun with friends. It runs fine. Stores for the upcoming DLC. At the time you can buy the Season Pass, and you get 5 upcoming characters and some more story. The game is visually amazing, using cell shading, and it's running on Unreal Engine 4. The game on a 4K TV running on PS5 looks amazing. Stages look incredible, same with the intros. But graphics aren't everything. So how does the game itself play? Really good. It's still Guilty Gear, so fights do tend to go by quick. Damage outputs feel like it's cranked up a bit higher than older games, so fights go by faster. It's its own little thing, but a lot of characters feel familiar, especially if you're used to older characters. It's fun. That's all I can really say. Each character feels unique, and it's really hard to pick out which is the best. Well, yes, some do more damage, but everyone seems viable for now. So I'd say pick who you want to pick, and feel them out, and see who you like. Now the soundtrack, what can I say? It's amazing. With each character having their own theme, May's theme being some sort of a meme on the internet for a bit, but my personal favorites are Soul's theme, Leo's theme,
Those who dream of heaven.
Ramlethal's theme, and of course, Potemkin's theme. So yeah, the soundtrack bops. I can't get enough of it. I have it downloaded on my phone, and I still listen to it constantly. A quick mention before I forget, on the PC version, you can get mods. All cosmetic, of course, at the moment. You can go online with them at the moment. They don't affect gameplay, but a lot of these mods are fantastic and I can't wait to see more of them.
It's Saturday night. I have no date. A 2-liter bottle of Shasta and my all-rush mixtape.
Heaven or hell.
Push yourself to your very limits.
Bit early for grandstanding, no?
Angie versus Champion. Duel 1.
Let's rock.
Sorry, console owners, not this time. Overall, if you're looking for a new fighting game, play Strive. It's easy to pick up and has the availability of really to go in depth with the game systems. So if you want to get into that, you can. If not, it's still a fun, casual game with friends. Characters are fun, soundtrack is amazing, and the story gets some closure. Is it the best Guilty Gear? I can't really say, but it's a really pretty solid, fun fighting game. If you don't like it, that's fine. Exart and Accent Core don't seem to be leaving, and you can always go back to them since they're pretty cheap if you don't own them. Anyway, I've been Fonzie. You can follow me on Twitter at FonzieRevenge, or you can watch me on Twitch whenever I stream because my streaming schedule is a bit iffy because of actual real-life work, and sometimes I just don't have the time to stream. Anyway, I'll probably be seeing you on the next video, which should be either Devil May Cry or the Devil May Cry anime. We'll see, depending on how much more time I spend with Guilty Gear, honestly. I'll see you guys next time.
Placed by the name of heaven, the promised land. Everyone is awaiting in a very long line. Placed by the name of heaven, there's a comforting lot. I don't hesitate, just be guided.
Game over.